Hey guys, how's it going? Thank you so much for tuning into our channel. My name is Nova, and today I'm gonna do something really fun with you guys. So I was browsing online and I came across something that I had to try. It's the eyeshadow challenge, which means I'm gonna try to do my whole face of makeup using only eyeshadow. Okay, what I'm gonna use today is a really simple, standard Sephora eyeshadow palette. Basically, it's a whole rainbow of colors. It's not one palette or color family, so we have a lot to play with today. So whenever you're starting out, you wanna start with a primer. I don't think there's anything like a primer on the eyeshadow palette, but I typically don't use primer very often because I moisturize my face all the time, every morning and every night, because I have really dry skin. So I find that when I moisturize, that actually works as my primer. So I have that on already, and now we have to start with a foundation. So I'm gonna mix two of the colors to make kind of a custom color. And I'm gonna just tap it with a lighter color, and let's see what happens. So I'm just gonna, oh, this is really sparkly. Surprise, okay, that's all right. So kind of what my guess was that whatever we do, we're gonna need a lot of it because eyeshadow is a really fine powder. But what I wasn't prepared for was the fact that it's kind of like glittery. Okay, guess I'm ready to go out dancing. Okay, so, I mean, we're committing, we're going for it, guys. I don't know how it's gonna turn out at the end, but it's a challenge and it's for fun. So it might look really silly and crazy. Don't judge me, just go with it. So I'm just trying to get foundation all over and as much over my face as I can. And don't ignore your eyes because we're not gonna have a primer or a base to use, so use the eyeshadow as a base for your eyes as well. And get it down on your neck, so your neck and your face look like they're the same color. Okay, step one, done. We have what is gonna look as close as possible to foundation, and now we can move on to color correction. So in order to do that, I'm gonna get a smaller brush, like a really small brush, something along this size, and I'm gonna find a color to cancel out the little blemishes that I have, okay? So for the skin tone that I have, it's more like a greenish, green-blue tone. So we definitely have plenty of that on the palette. I'm gonna try this guy, like a sea green, and mix it with a bit of a sky blue and see what happens. So now I'm just gonna kind of dab this. Now, if you're not familiar with makeup, I know this doesn't look like my skin color. You'll see. This is to cover up blemishes in particular, and the colors kind of cancel each other out. Oh, it's working already. Okay, so now we need to get the color to balance it, to actually make it look like my skin tone. So I'm gonna use this peachy color and see what happens. Again, this is an experiment. You can blend in with your fingers, it's all good. Maybe some brown, I'm already shiny anyway, so I'm not scared of the shiny colors. Oh, that is too dark. That one was a little bit too dark. That's okay. Let's lighten it up. Yeah, that's better. And then just blending it in with your finger. I prefer using my finger most of the time because brushes can cause you to break out or they can give you an allergic reaction. Just always make sure that your hands are clean before you start doing your makeup, and then you can just use your finger. And it's more precise as well, like I can get into all the creases. Okay, really shiny chin action going on. Awesome. Okay, so now we did some color correction. We have our foundation on. I can move on to bronze. This should be more fun because we have different colors to play with. I'm going to use an angled brush because it works really well with the line of your cheekbone. So what color should I use for my bronzer? You want to go for something that looks like you've just been sun-kissed, carefree, something sexy. So I'm gonna go for this kind of dusty rose, if you will. I don't know if you can see that there. Okay, now suck in. Yeah, that doesn't look bad. Now this is just a bronzer, it's not your blush. So you don't need to get it all over your cheeks, just on your cheekbone line. Sometimes I even hold together the bristles because I feel like it gets the makeup on better. Yeah, see? Like that. I'm not hating it, you guys. I think we have some potential here. Okay guys, so step 1, foundation, finished. Step 2, color correction, blemish cover up. It's as good as it's gonna get. And step 3, bronzer. That's all done. Now we can move on to the eyes. So this should be a lot easier considering this is eyeshadow. Okay, so I'm gonna go for my smaller brush again. What color? Since I'm wearing a wine shirt, maybe like a brown tone would be good. So I'm gonna start with kind of a medium brown for the transition color. And that's gonna go right on the crease of my eyes. I have naturally kind of darker skin around my eyes, so I don't tend to go for darker colors, but this one's really shimmery and pretty, and I think it's gonna look good. Okay, after you've spread that out a bit, right on the crease, cool. Then you wanna go for a darker shade on the edges and kind of fan that out. And if your brush is good, you can already start making kind of the winged tip, which I'll try to go for. Okay. Just getting that on the edges. Trying to make a little bit of a cat eye already. Cool, doesn't look too bad. Honestly, like, I would go to a wedding looking like this. It's really, it's glitzy. Glitzy is the word that comes to mind. Okay, so now choose your lightest color and put it all over your lid. Oh, this is a really, really pretty kind of wine tone. And you want to put that all over your lid. And then kind of blend it all together. I like to listen to music usually. Okay, so, oh, and it's eyeshadow, so you have to be careful of the powder falling down. I'll probably put, look at that. The eyeshadow, you have deceived me. Okay, I'm gonna just clean that up and probably put some more white powder over that later. Blow on your brush so that doesn't happen. Get all the excess powder off of there. Now, the last step with the eyes, because there's not going to be any mascara, is to just kind of give it a liner. So I'm going to go for a really, really thin angled brush and pick a very smoky black color and just kind of follow the line of my eyelid and reinforce that cat eye shape. And again, like, you're not going to do everything perfectly the first time. So I like to have some cleansing wipes nearby so I can correct mistakes. Like that. Cool, I guess we're gonna be really dramatic today. I love this brush though for for some situations, I'm not like a brush stickler where I feel like I have to use a particular kind of brush for a particular thing, but for eyes, it really does make a difference. Okay. So now we can move on to highlighter. If that's your thing, not everyone needs highlighter. Sometimes I like to do it if I feel like I really want to define my features. So I picked like an almost white color. And you can start with going under your eyes. And this also brings all of your eye makeup together really nicely. And it makes the difference between kind of daytime makeup and nighttime makeup. Okay, I'm gonna use the same color. I don't want to get all the brushes like confused in their coloring, so I'm just gonna use this up here. Okay. Cool. That's done. Now, eyebrows are kind of a funny thing. I got super excited when eyebrows became trendy last year because I've always had really kind of fuller eyebrows, but that doesn't mean that I don't have to fill them in sometimes. Just for little spots, like you can see, they're not 100% perfect. So if you're into it, go ahead and fill them in. Don't use, for example, my eyebrows are black, but I'm not going to use a black color to fill them in because that's just too much. So I use a shade or two lighter. Now I'm using like a brown color. So just to make it all even, you barely notice the difference, but I know. And really, we're doing this for ourselves, so that's who matters, you. Okay. This takes a lot of concentration. And I definitely should have done this before the eyeshadow because some of the powder is probably falling, but hey, what are you gonna do? Okay, cool, so that's done. They look pretty even to me. Now we will move on to the blush. So I get this nice, fluffy, big blush brush, say that 10 times fast, blush, brush, I can't. Okay, let's go with a lighter color to contrast all the darks we've been using. Smile, start from the apple of your cheek and go out. Blush, brush, blush, brush, blush, brush. Okay, actually for blush, eyeshadow is not bad at all because I'm sure they're made in a really similar way. It's just color pigments and powder, right? So I definitely wouldn't mind using eyeshadow as blush. Sometimes I like to take a dab of whatever blush I'm using and to have it on my chin and the tip of my nose to add more definition to my face. I'm gonna take a little brown color, a little bit more brown, like the same as the toner to add some more definition as well because I didn't get my forehead earlier. It's kind of clumping together. Eyeshadows, you can use about 3 of them before they all start to clump, and that's if it's like a high quality. Okay, and a little bit back on the contouring lines. I think that did its job. Okay, and now I'm gonna rewind and take one step back to highlighter because I want to add a little bit of highlighter on my Cupid's bow. But definitely blow your brush because you don't want all the powder falling in your face. Okay, so the last and final thing to do, which I'm very curious if it's gonna work or not, can you use eyeshadow as a lipstick? First, I'm gonna try it without anything else and just put the eyeshadow on my lips and see what happens. And if that doesn't work, I have a secret weapon. Okay, let me take my lip brush. Let's see, let's go for a darker, like I keep saying wine, I guess that's the color of the day, thanks to the shirt that I'm wearing. How about we use this? Now, again, I didn't mix it with anything. It's literally eyeshadow on my lips. If this works, I'm gonna be amazed. Whoa, okay, it's not perfect, but it's working way better than I thought it would. Guys, it actually looks like a matted finish. This is crazy. I saw some other tutorials where they were mixing it with a primer, but I didn't think that was fair because the whole challenge is do your whole face with only eyeshadow. The only other thing on my face today is Nivea face cream. So I don't think there's like a secret here. I can keep applying and it's gonna keep kind of getting crusty and falling off, but for the second that you put it on, it looks actually really good. Let's see, I'll just try a little bit more. Fill in the creases. Are you guys as amazed as I am? I'm too scared to press my lips together. Okay guys, that's it. I think that's, I'm afraid if I put on any more, it's just gonna kind of crumble. So I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. And I'd really, really love to know if you think I beat this challenge or failed miserably. It looks interesting in person. I actually don't mind it. It's just that the eyeshadow has shimmer to it. So my whole face is kind of shimmering. Which is not bad necessarily, but it's not what I would typically go for. I'm not sure how it looks on camera. Maybe you can't tell the shimmering and then I'm in the clear. All right, guys, that's it. So we did foundation, we did blemish cover-up, we did bronzer contouring, we did blush, we did eyes, eyebrows, and lips, all only using a Sephora eyeshadow palette. If you liked what you saw, if you were amused at all, please give us a like. And I really, really want to hear your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And most important of all, please subscribe because we're going to come out with a bunch of more content for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Nova.